Welcome to Cover Stories with Chess Life, the U.S. Chess Federation's podcast that goes behind the scenes and more in depth about each month's Chess Life magazine cover story. Make sure to listen to our family of U.S. Chess podcasts, which includes One Move at a Time on the second Tuesday of each month, where Dan Lucas talks to people who are advancing our mission statement, Ladies Night, which drops on the third Tuesday of each month, hosted by our women's program director, Jennifer Shahadi, and on the fourth Tuesday of each month, Chess Underground, hosted by our assistant director of national events, Pete Karagianis, in which he examines the game's eccentricities, peculiarities, and theoretical novelties. All can be found at the podcast link on Chess Life Online at uschess.org, or you can subscribe via iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Today's guest on Cover Stories with Chess Life is one of the authors of our December cover story on the 2022 FIDE Olympiad. She is our women's top board, WGM Gulrukhbegim Tokhirjonova. I pronounced that horribly and I apologize.
No, you're totally good.
Begim, as she is often called, was born in Uzbekistan and saw chess success at a very young age, winning the under-12 bronze at the World Youth in 2011. After earning both her WIM and WGM titles in 2015, her success continued. She represented her country at the 2016 and 2018 Olympiads and won the Uzbek Women's Championship in 2018. After coming to America to study at the University of Missouri and play on their chess team, Begim became a fixture in American chess. She competed in the 2021 and 2022 U.S. Women's Championships, finishing second in 2021 and in the middle of the pack this year. And she held down the top board for the Women's Olympiad team in Chennai, telling her story to Chess Life readers in our December issue. Today we speak to Begim from half a world away, but we'll let her talk about where she is and why. Hello, Begim. Welcome to Cover Stories with Chess Life.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Where are you right now?
I'm actually back to Tashkent to celebrate New Year's and play Blitz and Rapid in Kazakhstan. So it's more convenient to fly from here. So I'm visiting my family, then playing tournament and coming back for New Year's to Tashkent again. So I'm on the winter break.
How long does it take to travel from, I'm guessing, St. Louis?
Oh my God. Actually, it's from Colombia, right? Like this time I decided to fly out from Colombia to Chicago immediately, then from Chicago to Istanbul. And so I had probably 18 hours of flight from Colombia to Tashkent. And with waiting time and at the airports, it just took me 2 days or something to come to Uzbekistan. I'm still recovering from it. I know.
Yeah. How? I mean, so it is what, 8 o'clock in the evening there as we speak. So
because we switched to winter time, it's 11 hours difference from St. Louis.
How do you deal with the jet lag?
To be honest, first day I didn't sleep. My nephew came early in the morning. I just got 2 hours sleep, and he was like, "Come on, auntie, wake up!" And he did great. Actually, that's how I adjusted a little bit easier because I spent the whole day with 2 hours sleep, and then next evening I went to sleep at like 10 a.m. and woke up at 6, and it was cool already. 10 p.m. I'm sorry, not time.
I can't. I've not done a lot of global traveling, so just this has always been something that mystifies me, is how people can deal with this. And I mean,
it is hard, but like with family around, it's easier because you're like just happy, excited. You don't really care about sleeping.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Olympiad, because this was not your first Olympiad, but it was your first participating for the United States. And I guess the first question I wanted to ask is, what's involved in switching federations so that you're able to compete for the United States?
Okay, like 2019, I I had huge issues with my federation, my previous federation, Uzbekistan Chess Federation. It has been going on for a long while, but at some point I just decided I'm over it, because after 2018's Olympiad, which I played on the first board of the national team, and I had the best result, and they decided to just took me out of the team. So I was like, okay, it's enough. I just don't want to deal with them anymore, and I'm gonna go and find my way on my own. And then I got this offer to study at Mizzou and represent their chess team. And at that point, they decided to take me out of the national team, which didn't make sense for me because I was first rated women's player in the country, and I played a great Olympiad on the first board, and I had the best result. And I was like, you know what, I'm over it. Let's just go and find my own way. That was the main reason. We had many different issues, but it's just like, I don't want to complain or like, gossip or something about them. It's just like, that was my decision. I just thought it would be better for my future to change my federation. And once I went to Mizzou, I thought, why not US? Let's just go to the US and try there. I knew the competition is a lot there, and which is exciting. I was excited about it. I still like to play stronger players, and it's a challenge, and I love it. So that was my decision.
How did Mizzou come to recruit you? Did you reach out to them? Did they just send you an email? How does all that work?
Mm-hmm. My coach, he was searching for the first season ever. So he just reached out to me on Messenger, I believe. And he said, hey, we have this offer. If you're interested, we can talk more in detail about it. And I was like, I was playing a tournament, but at that time I already had, doubts, and I really wanted to do something else. And there were like things already, like very bad things going on with my federation. So I told my family, I just want to go. Like, I cannot stay there anymore. So that's how I accepted the invitation. They reached out to me, and that was perfect timing. And that's how I ended up being at Mizzou.
Now, did you know Christian beforehand, or was this just out of the blue?
No, I had no clue. I saw some broadcasts because I watched some St. Louis broadcasts, of course, because of the St. World Cup. And then women's tournament you guys have. So that's how I end up just being familiar, but like I didn't even know who he was until until he offered this.
See, it's interesting. So I live in Nebraska,
Mm-hmm.
and college football here is the biggest thing that anyone can possibly imagine, and so everyone is very excited about recruiting and what football players are going to come and who's leaving, and somehow I've gotten interested in this, and it mystifies me because I thought I was a normal human being, and I'm not. But how the chess teams are put together is something that nobody ever talks about. How does someone get recruited to Webster or to Mizzou or to Texas? And I don't think people know it's just the sort of thing that like Christian reached out to you on Messenger and said, hey.
I think just, chess players know other players. They're informed. If like some young players are like racing and they're performing well, kind of like people watch and remember names. And apparently he remembered my name because of the World Championship 2018, as he says. And he told me that, we watched your games 2018. And I'm terrible at that. And for me, it's a shame. I always tell myself, like, I don't know many like chess players, but some chess players, they are like insanely knowledgeable about like chess world, what's going on, how it's changing, and the names. So I think my coach, one of those who knows like people, and he was of course searching for potential students. So he was kind of like involved in this thing for a while, and he was aware of, and he still is aware what's going on in the chess world and what kind of like young players are coming around.
So, what was it like moving to Columbia, Missouri? What was it? Was it culture shock, or did you feel at home right away?
To be honest, I traveled a lot before I went to Mizzou, so I didn't have any culture shock because I had some kind of understanding of different cultures. But I have never been to US, and I got the invitation so late that I didn't have any chance to visit campus in person before semester starts. So my brother told me, don't expect much, you're going to a village. And I was like, how is that possible to have a village in the US? It's not like that. So, and then camps looked lovely on the website. So I was like, that will be great. And I end up like in Colombia, I was like, damn, my brother was right. Like I was expecting like, huge buildings and like in the movies, we do have those. They show us like only big cities. So that was interesting. I was like, well, but adjusting was hard. Of course, I lived with my parents before I went to college. It was very comfortable for me. I didn't do much, and they would do everything. I didn't have to care about my food, my clothes. It's just like so much comfort, and there I had to do everything for myself. So it took me a second to realize how to deal with it, how to balance it out. But it was a very interesting process.
Yeah, it's this. I really love how this is sort of a universal story of someone going to college. This is because wait a minute, I have to do my laundry. Wait,
I know, what? Right?
It doesn't just magically show up in my room clean. I can't imagine.
Exactly.
So I'm curious. So I was going to ask about this later, but since we're talking about it, what is it like? What are the responsibilities of being on the Mizzou team? Do you have team practices? Do you do solving and training? How does it work?
Absolutely. We have strict trainings every week. Like we have individual private training, and we have team trainings, and we do everything what involves like chess, right? Basically, we do tactics, we do end games, we do some opening work, and we have assignments every week to do. So it's very intense, especially with school. And my coach is demanding, which is very good because we are the team anyways, and we have to be in shape. And it requires a time, which is great. I love doing our trainings, and it helps to stay in shape.
And you're balancing this, of course, with your education. And what are you studying?
I'm trying. I'm studying business management. I'm not the best student, I believe, but like I'm trying to balance that out. It's exciting to have this mix, because lots of chess players, they only play chess, and at some point, especially in my age, they're like, I don't see a point. I feel like stuck. But when you have college and when you have chess, it's always like you don't have to do just one thing. And then with the chess team, I have very good level of training too.
Are you planning on doing a master's degree, or is that something you haven't decided yet?
Negative. I think on sophomore year and beginning of the junior year, I was considering it, but like now I'm on my senior year. I'm just, tired.
You're done. Yeah.
I'm just done. And then because of my tournaments, especially US champs, I was away for 2 years for a long time, and I couldn't take more credits as required. So I have to stay one more semester to just do 120 credit hours. So
right.
Already I'm spending 4.5 years. I'm like, I cannot stay more. So for now it feels too much, but senior year is always too much. Maybe I will change my mind. Who knows,
Who knows? let's talk about the Olympiads.
Okay.
So I'm curious about what, I mean, you've been to the Olympiad before,
Yes.
Twice. And so, but having it in Chennai, in a place that is so excited about chess, where chess is,
Yeah.
I mean, every day there's a new grandmaster coming from India. What was it like to be playing there? How did it feel? And how was it different this time?
I feel like every chess player feels like welcomed there and wanted, and as like a superstar. People were all around taking pictures, recognizing players. Like, that's insane. People just know, it feels like people just know everyone. They just like random people come around, they're like, oh my god, US team, or like, oh my god, I know you. Like, some people came to my teammates, girls, like Irina Crush, Tatev Abrahamian, Chrissy. They're like, oh my god, no way. And our men's team, they are the stars.
Yeah.
So maybe for us it was different experience, but it felt like everyone was so excited and happy to see chess players, and the atmosphere just feels awesome. And in such places, I think it's easier to play chess because you're motivated. You feel like, wow, playing chess is cool.
Yeah. Do you ever get recognized on the street in St. Louis or in Colombia?
No, because I'm not doing good job there yet. I am being more of a student than a chess player, unfortunately, but we'll get there.
Okay. So one of the things that I think surprised people especially when I started watching the event and looking at the team makeup.
Yeah.
You played top board.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And so by if we went simply by rating order,
yes.
That you wouldn't have been on the top.
Yes.
But so what was the strategy to put you on top board? Was it that you were in the best form, or were you supposed to simply play solid?
It was just like teams, coaches and captains' decision. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
They didn't know I was.
There's family there.
Yes.
And I don't think they realized you were doing an interview.
Yeah, they didn't. They were just hanging out around here. So I'm sorry. I will repeat my question.
No, that's okay.
So my team's coach and captain decided that they want to put me on the first board, and they before the event they said we talked to the players, and we think that you could play the first board. What do you think about it? And I said, of course, I would love it. So I have a feeling that it was mutual decision between players and the team's captain and coach. And if I get this opportunity, I love first board, because I played for Uzbekistan 2018 on the first board. I have some experience, and it's not like I'm afraid to play with a strong opponent or something. Mm-hmm. So I just took the opportunity, and it was their decision.
What do you think of the team's performance? I mean, so you wrote about it in Chess
Yes.
Life, and you described the ups and downs, and then a lot about the final round against India.
Yeah.
But for someone who might not have seen the story yet,
mm-hmm.
Can you sort of describe what the team experience was like?
For me personally, that was great. I felt welcomed, and that was one of the things I wasn't sure about. I'm a new person, and they're putting me on the first board. How people gonna like it, and how they're gonna like. Yeah, I had just a question: would they accept me or not? That was a thing. But after we met, I became friends with everyone. That was like so awesome, and especially we were in touch with our men's team all the time, and they were like talking about our games. I was like, oh my god, Aranyan's talking about my game. And it's just like, it was awesome experience for me, and the team atmosphere, everything was great. But when it comes to performance, I told team, we're here to win the gold, and we could do that. But unfortunately, I believe because of like long traveling and adjusting, it took us time, and some of us didn't feel well. They had like some food poisoning, so this just team bond also took a little bit of time. I guess. Then we started to play. At some point, we started to play like at a level we had to from the beginning, and we showed what we can. And when we got the chance to play India last round, we were ready to show how great team we are. And that was a team performance, and we can do that. We showed we can. We just have to be more consistent when it comes to that performance. I think our team's potential is huge, and we can win the gold.
That is what I want to hear. That's a cover story right there. I know John Donaldson wrote that COVID was a bit of a problem for the Open team.
Yeah.
Did anyone on the women's team get sick, or was it just, as you say, food poisoning and some other things?
They were sick, and I believe that some of them were food poisoning, but I'm not sure entirely what happened to them. But we didn't have any COVID cases. So, but it's just like after a long travel, it's just like, they had to cross half of the world to reach India. So I went earlier, a few days earlier, and I had like a little bit more time. And some people came like a day after me or something. And for them, it was even harder. So I don't know. It just depends. I was just a little bit luckier. Others weren't. So we didn't have COVID, but yes, everyone at some point felt bad.
Did they by chance feel bad the day after the Bermuda party?
Oh my God, no, absolutely not. We behave.
No one had headaches. No one.
No, we are strong.
Okay,
we don't have headaches.
Fair enough. You're used to it. Okay.
American team has lots of experience.
The Bermuda party, for anyone who is not familiar with it, is a very famous party at the Olympiad each year on held the night before the rest day.
Yeah.
And apparently, what happens at the Bermuda party stays at the Bermuda party.
Absolutely, that's the way.
It's like Fight Club. You're not allowed to talk about it. So, let's go back. So. I'm curious. How did you learn to play chess? What were your first steps in the game?
Actually, I do not remember because my dad played chess, so he decided to teach my sisters, two of them, to play chess just for fun when they were like 8 and 9 years old, and that's how my brother also learned how to play chess. And I have a huge gap between them. Like with my sisters, 9 and 8 years old, with my brother, like 6 years old.
Are you the youngest in the family?
Yes, I am.
You're the baby. Okay.
I know, right? That's so good.
It is. It's a good place to be. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. So when I was born, they always played chess. We had this environment. We had this competition in our house already. And when my sister was, oh my God, I am so sorry.
Are they overhearing you telling the story?
My niece got just too excited.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So
that's okay.
From where
I gotta say, I really like this, and I hope we leave this in the podcast because you are one of the most joyous people I've spoken to. I love it, but I have a feeling that it's also going on everywhere around you right now.
Yes, like my family.
Okay. And it seems like you guys are having a great time. I love it. This is perfect.
Thank you so much.
Nothing is more holiday season than this. So
much
please.
For your understanding.
Yeah. No. Anyway, so you were saying.
So when I was born, they already decided to play professionally, my sisters. Even though my brother didn't play professionally, he also plays and understands chess very well. That's how I end up being in that environment, because I was around my sisters a lot. And one day, apparently, my dad told my brother to teach me how to play chess when I was 3 or 3.5 years. So basically, I played chess as long as I remember myself. So, like, I knew how to move the pieces. So I don't remember how they taught me. I just know that my brother struggled a lot with me. But I was very spoiled, and I didn't like to read or stay in one place more than like 5 minutes. It took a lot of energy from my dad to teach me how to read. Now I love reading, but like it was a lot of like work for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just like learning process, work was hard for them, but somehow they taught me how to play.
So you were coached at first by your father, and but you learned with your family.
Yeah.
Did you have other coaches outside of the family?
Yeah, I had many good coaches, international master who is still like Begim Vladimir, Uzbekistan teams, women's teams coach. They helped us. My sisters. We had another. I was very young. I don't remember his name. He was my sister's coach, and then he worked with us on end games. And I had another GM, coaches, many of them. So I had at some point my dad said, "Okay, do whatever you want to do. I just don't have time anymore for you. But just find coaches for yourself, and if you want to continue chess." So that was the thing. But until I became woman grandmaster, he was with me all the time. He was the main person. He was coaching me. We had different coaches as well. He would hire, but he was traveling with me all the time. He was my huge supporter, as my family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is really nice. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense to having parental support is a big.
It's very important, I guess, especially for chess players. We have hard time losing many of us, and having a support is extremely important.
Yes. I'm curious because, Uzbek culture, I think chess culture is very, very strong.
Yeah.
There's a rich history and so many great players over the years.
Mm-hmm.
How is the chess scene there different than it is in America? What are the differences you notice?
Mm-hmm. I think in Uzbekistan we play it more seriously, and we take chess more seriously than in the US. In the US, as many sports, chess is something that people play mainly till they go into college. And once they're in college, it's like extremely hard to focus only on chess, right? It's just impossible. So that's the difference. In our country, people sacrifice education so they can become professional chess players. They dedicate their life for chess. They're always around chess. I think that's the difference we have. At least I noticed that one.
And this is certainly true right now. I mean, the Uzbek team, the Open team,
young stars,
some of the players. Yeah, these young grandmasters. My goodness,
I know, it's incredible.
Is that sort of is that something that is publicized on a national level there?
Absolutely, absolutely. I do believe they got very good support from the government, and our government and people were extremely happy. Chess is one of the maybe nowadays even most popular sports in our country. People love chess here. People play, and our kids and in general, chess players win lots of competitions, lots of achievements we have. So it was extremely important for us.
See, this is in Uzbekistan, the national team and their success is what's is how chess is making the headlines.
Yeah.
And in America, of course, we're still dealing with
Well, at least we're trying, right? Here, like
we're trying, but it ends up being about cheating and Elon Musk and.
Well, here it has its own issues, but I don't think it's it's not my business anymore to talk even about it. That was one of the reasons why I left. So it's and yeah, like it was in very personal level at some point. It was just like that's why. But Uzbek people love chess, and I am very happy about any achievements Uzbek players achieve, because my sisters and my family still like part of Uzbek chess federation, and we have chess school actually in Tashkent.
Really?
Yeah, in some other regions like family chess school, and we have many kids. We hope for them to have great environment, and these achievements absolutely help them motivate them to play chess and see how what actually chess can bring into their life. I think it's very important. So I was very happy about that achievement.
Let me ask about the U.S. Championship this year.
Oh my God! Are you sure you want?
It was a tough event.
It was horrible. I was struggling for a month for no reason.
And it was long too. I mean, 13 rounds. Is that the longest tournament you've played?
I actually played one more 13-round tournament in Turkey. It was 2018 World Juniors and Girls Under 20. I shared first place. Unfortunately, because of my boogles, I got second.
Not that you're bragging or anything. not that. Oh, I just shared first place But go on, John.
Unfortunately, I couldn't take the first. I was pissed.
Yeah,
that was heartbreaking. So 13 rounds are not the best for me,
Well, we won't talk about your chess, but I'm curious about the environment, because there's no avoiding the topic of cheating and all of the sort of the shadow that was cast on the event by all of the publicity. What's your take on and is everyone right to be sort of worried about cheating? Is it as big a deal as Fabi and Nepomniachtchi and some of these other the top players are sort of saying it is, or do you think it's just kind of overblown?
I think cheating is a huge deal these days. Lots of people are doing that, and it's the threat that we should fight now. Like chess can end because of cheating if we are not aware of that, if we cannot prevent it. So it's a real threat that we have it. But about certain people, I'm not sure about being aware and accepting that it exists and fighting with it. Yes, we should do that, definitely.
Right.
And the environment was chill, to be honest. Everyone was focused on their games, and no one was panicking. And I believe in St. Louis Chess Club, they had great resources to catch cheaters if that was the case. And I don't think someone cheated there. No one had an opportunity, first of all, right?
Right.
So it didn't affect the tournament, but when it comes to just in general cheating in chess, yes, it should be considered, because lots of organizers, they just ignore. There are some players complaining about certain player might be cheating. They don't want to check. They don't want extra headache. They think it's gonna hurt their tournament profit next year. But I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's gonna gain players' trust, and even more players can go next time. So that's the huge thing. If you're ignorant, it will grow. If we try to fight it, I think it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah. And that's one of the things. I was looking at your games a bit in Chessbase, and you've played quite a bit over the last few years. Both online and Title Tuesdays and different events, but also Norm events and some Swisses, and so. Is there more of a fear when you're playing in let's say, like a smaller event that doesn't have the resources to get the wand, Chris Bird with the wand, and is it more of a worry for in those situations?
Okay, in personal level, to be honest, I never think that my opponent might be a cheater, even though I know they might cheat. Because I feel like I need to focus on my game. If they're going to cheat, I will find out after the game. And I will make sure to report it. I always do that. Because when I was young, I did this mistake when I was like 14. I was playing against a player which I was 2100 and he was like 2300. It was a tournament in Russia. So my dad told me, hey, look, it feels like he's cheating because anyone could go to the playing hall and watch our games because it was a festival and they were just celebrating chess. So I was like, no, Dad, probably he's young, so probably he's just he's gaining a lot of rating and he's playing stronger than his rating now. Don't do that. I don't want to destroy his reputation if he's not cheating. Maybe I just played a horrible game. So that was the thing. And end of the tournament, he was playing against a grandmaster, and he reported and he told the arbiter to watch his movement, and he disappeared for 1.5 hours. So basically, he had a phone. He was cheating with his phone, which played 2600 level or something. So he got caught. Last game, he got just caught. After that was a lesson for me. After that, I always, if I feel like that someone might be cheating, I report it, no matter the outcome. Sometimes, the organizers say no or something, but I just want to do my part.
Right. Let's ask about the future a little bit. Okay. So you are graduating soon.
Next year.
Do you see yourself playing chess professionally? Do you see yourself doing chess related work? What does 5 years out look like for you?
To be honest, I really want to try to play professional chess again. Nowadays, I tell everyone I'm not a professional. There's this performance that I had this year. Like you can see, I'm not, and I'm more focused on school, and I have lots of other things to do. And it's just horrible, and I hate playing bad chess because I know I can do more. So I want to try and see how it goes. And after I graduate, most probably I will be playing chess and help with my family business. But I don't know. 5 years, I don't know. Few years, I'm gonna play chess. Then we'll see.
All right. So, when you say when you play professionally, does that include teaching as well, or do you hope to just simply be a player and not do private lessons and things like that? You're you said the family business would be part of this, but
no, I will be helping them with the business, not chess side. So, probably I'm not gonna teach anyone, which I don't do these days too. So I just want to focus on my chess for now. But who knows, when maybe I will have extra time or not. Okay. For now, it's simple.
Okay. Well, Begim, I appreciate you taking the time while you're with your family and
Thank
also
you
getting
so
ready
much for bearing with me. I'm sorry for.
Oh no, you're great. But there's one more part. There's one more thing we have to do.
Okay.
So I always have a questionnaire at the end.
Oh wow.
Yes. So so this actually it's 10 questions, and I just want you to respond just off the top of your head. Okay. The first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
And so this I always tell people this is a questionnaire that actually has its roots in something that was done by Marcel Proust.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. So no pressure. It's a great tradition. Okay. So this is James Lipton's questionnaire,
Okay.
modified for cover stories. Let me ask, Begim, what is your favorite word?
In English?
Or in Uzbek?
Oh, favorite word.
And also remember, this is a family show, so
love. Let's go with it.
Love. Oh, that's a great answer. No one has said love yet. I know what could be a better word than that?
I know, right?
What is your least favorite word?
Oh, any swearing words.
Really?
I don't like them. I use them in English. In Uzbek, absolutely no. Like in Uzbek, I don't like it.
What's the difference?
I don't know. In English, it sounds much better than in Uzbek. So in Uzbek, and my family, they are like my grandparents, they are Uzbek language teachers, they were. So our language is very clean without any that words. And if someone uses it, it just sounds very bad. In English, slowly I started to use that too. So in Uzbek, I don't like them.
We're breaking you down. I can see how this works.
I know, right?
What is your dream of happiness? Peace. Again, good answer. Towards what faults do you feel most indulgent?
That's a tricky question.
Yes, that's the point. Yes.
How can I answer that? Do you want to?
Towards what flaws or what personal faults do you feel most indulgent?
I don't know. I'm a bad person myself.
No,
not bad. It's just I'm not perfect myself. So it's hard to judge someone. I don't know.
Okay. That is, I think, as good an answer as any other. So I'm good with that.
Okay, cool.
Whose face would you like to see on a new banknote?
Myself.
Okay. What opening do you love?
What opening do I love? I don't have one.
You play everything. Okay.
I can.
What opening do you hate?
I don't hate anything. It's just chess. Everyone has a choice to make. So.
Not even the Berlin?
No. I think it's lots of studying, lots of hours put into that, opening and Kramnik, Kasparov, they worked on it so much. So lots of knowledge there. Why should I hate it?
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
That's a very good question. I really wanted to be a doctor at some point. I was very interested. And then
why did
and then I switched to a lawyer because I really wanted to defend women, especially in the regions when they don't have lots of rights. So I would go with a lawyer now because doctor, absolutely not. I'm not capable of doing that. It's lots of hard work.
Yes. The lawyer probably isn't much less hard work, but at least there's no blood.
That's true.
Yeah. What profession would you not like to try?
Surgeon, being a surgeon.
Yeah. Same, absolutely. No. Last question.
Okay.
Begim, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did well.
Begim, this has been such a delightful interview. I'm so glad you took the time to talk to us.
Thank you so much.
If people want to find you on social media just to keep up with what you're doing, is there a place to find you?
Yeah, I use Instagram a lot, I guess. These days, Twitter, it's under my name, both of them. So like full name or BEGIM09. They can find me like that.
Okay. Well, good luck to you in the Rapid and Blitz.
Thank
we
you
will
so
be
much,
watching
John.
and reporting on it in Chess Life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. Bye-bye.
Oh,
have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Thank you for listening to this edition of Cover Stories with Chess Life. Our podcast will return next month on the first Tuesday, when we will again be making a deep dive into the pages of Chess Life magazine. US Chess is a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose educational mission is to empower people, enrich lives, and enhance communities through chess. To become a member, go to uschess.org and click on the Join button, where you can find a membership option that is right for you. As a member, you enjoy rated play, print and digital copies of Chess Life or Chess Life Kids, and you help US Chess grow the game. If you're already a member, consider clicking on the donate button at uschess.org. Our podcasts are produced and edited by Jason Andre at Seven Season Films Photography and Media. Please visit sevenseasonfilms.com to find out how to start your own podcast. Thank you and good chess.